Looking for inspiration, motivation, and the good news of Jesus Christ? Look no further. The Daily Gospel Network has what you need. With more than 300 ministries from all over the country broadcasting every week, you're sure to get your dose of spirit-filled encouragement from the great programs on the Daily Gospel Network. Catch the Daily Gospel Network on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, all mobile devices, and the internet.
Welcome to A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host, Monique Robinson, where we highlight, celebrate, and recognize students from all over the country who are doing great things in the classroom, community, and athletics. Every student deserves an opportunity for hope and a future. So let's celebrate our students, the next generation of teachers, engineers, entrepreneurs, and future leaders. Join us on another incredible segment of A Better Chance for Youth show with your host, Monique Robinson.
Hello, everybody, and how are you doing this wonderful day? So today we, have some unique, amazing guests today. That's why our show is kind of titled today, Amazing HBCU Alum. So let me tell you, we have so many things happening, and I hope that you can take part in all of them. One of the most amazing things we have coming up on April 7th, we have our health and wellness fair, and we want you to come and take part of it. It will be held at the Carver Branch Library, and you can register on Eventbrite. Now, the other thing we have going on, we want you to be in the place May 4th at Noble Lounge for our second annual HBCU Community Awards and Mask and Sneak Ball. So I think I got a dress, but I'm trying to find a mask. So I'm struggling a little bit. So you might have to help me out with that. Now, our first guest has officially broke the internet. Well, she broke our job form. She is so amazing and so outrageous. She had 3,155 votes. I don't know, guys. Like, how can you even top that if you wanted to? So I am so excited, and I kind of might mess her name up, and I hope she'll forgive me for it. But let's welcome to our show, D. Harkless. Hey, D, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I was, just bragging about you, 3,000 votes, when I grow up, I want to get that many, like, following base, something like that. So
It's
how are you today?
I'm doing all right. A little nippy, but I'm doing all right.
Awesome sauce. So I had to first brag about you because, the announcement went out and you are officially like the winner. The announcement went out on Friday and today is Sunday. And we have a whole new, like, how does that make you feel? You won a community HBCU award.
It's crazy. And, when I got the nomination, like, I posted about it, I was like, wait a minute. I had saw the actual post. I looked at it like 3 times, not reading it. So I'm like, oh, okay. Yay for the people. And I read it again. I said, wait, that's my name. That's really my name. And I started like texting different people like, oh, y'all think I'm important to like nominate me? So this whole time has just been like crazy. I never really thought there would be something that I'd get. I didn't think I was that impactful.
But you are truly impactful, especially to me. So let's just talk a little bit about your HBCU journey. Like, what HBCU do you represent and what got you there?
I represent Huston-Tillotson University, Austin's first institution for higher learning. It is located off 900 Chicon. I'm going to just give you the real address, 900 Chicon, Austin, Texas. A lot of people don't know that there is an HBCU in Austin. So I try to my organization, my university as much as possible. I started at Huston-Tillotson the fall of '06. Fall of '06, I stepped foot on Huston-Tillotson's campus, and I majored in early childhood education. During my time, I was in different organizations. We had an up and coming radio station. It's still up and coming, but I was a part of that. I was a part of an organization called Turning Heads. It was a model organization that we kind of didn't get off the ground, but it kind of got off the ground. I was in the gospel choir. Um, what else did I do? Became a member of Zeta Phi Beta in spring 2008. Um, I pretty much supported a lot of student endeavors and helped with different organizations. I graduated from Huston-Tillotson in the spring of 2011.
Oh, wow. That is truly awesome. I love it. I mean, I graduated from Wilberforce. And when I say my school changed my life, and before we came on live on air today, we were briefly talking about the size. And I'm like, what makes it important, like the school size? Like, how did that impact you? Like, Wilberforce is small, but we have Central State across the street. So when we didn't get in Wilberforce, we go across the street.
So it was important. I going back to like high school, middle school, elementary. My elementary and my middle school time, I was in a private school. So being in private school, like your classes were already small. And I remember when I was still in private school, high school, I think my graduating class was going to be like 40 people tops. And it was like a handful of us. So, when I did transfer to the public school setting, it was slightly a culture shock, but I was able to get through it real quick. A lot of my church member friends were already there. So I ended my high school life in public school. So I went from like having 40 people in my senior class to having 144, almost 200 in my senior class. And then getting to like when I was applying for different schools, I did apply to, St. Philip's, and I applied to Texas State. When I applied to Texas State basically told me you're accepted, but you have to attend San Angelo State a year because that was one of the years of a large influx of freshmen. And so I remember my mom mentioning, well, you remember Granny went to Tillotson because before it was Huston-Tillotson, it was Samuel Houston and Tillotson College. She said, your grandmother, yeah, with my history. She went to Tillotson, so I, toured HT, and really HT, it's not a large campus. I think there, if I'm not mistaken, 11 buildings on the campus. So literally, like, you can do a whole circle around the campus. You can walk the whole campus, and you will pretty much go through the campus. I like the numbers. I like being a name and not a number. And throughout my years of being at HT, like, I had professors that cared. I'll never forget my junior year, I tore a ligament in my knee. And the way where my class was in the education building was on the third floor.
Oh no.
I couldn't get up there. There was no elevator. It was just straight stairs. And so, like, I would email my professor, hey, I can't get upstairs. She said, oh, that's all right. I'm email you your work. She said, if you can get up the hill, she said, I'll bring you your work. So I literally would sit on the bottom floor. She would bring me my work. Like, I had so many great experiences.
Small school advantage.
Yeah, that advantage, small school advantage. If you were sick, they would always ask, like, they called you by your nickname. It was either like you were their niece, their nephew, their grandbaby. So it was always a great experience.
That is awesome and amazing. So I got to go to a commercial because, we have to make sure we take care of big business so we continue doing the business we do. But I want you to stick around because after I interview the next guest, I want us to have a discussion because we all come from similar backgrounds with our, smaller HBCU, smaller but mighty, what I call them. So after this commercial, I'm gonna bring the next guest, and then after him, I'm gonna bring you back.
Sounds
But thank
good.
you for sharing that with me.
Not a problem.
Are you interested in attending an historically black college or university? Hello, my name is Robert Mason. I'm president and founder of the Common Black College application. Our application allows students to apply to over 50 historically black colleges and universities at the same time for only $20. HBCU graduates have been some of the most renowned individuals in their respective fields since the late 1800s. In addition to that, our faculty and staff are truly committed to your success, and they have a vested interest in seeing that you do well. That, coupled with the academic rigor and the fact that you will establish lifelong relationships, are just some of the many benefits of your attending an historically black college or university. So if you're interested in completing the Common Black College app, visit our website at commonblackcollegeapp.com to apply now. Thank you, and get educated.
Welcome back. Welcome back. So the first half, we got to meet Ms. D, wonderful, wonderful, amazing alum from HT in Austin. And if you paid attention, she dropped those history facts. Now, y'all know the rule. When there is a Wilberforcian in the room, I tend to lose track of time. So, but this Wilberforcian right here is like my big brother, like the first person that greeted us when I got to Wilberforce in fall of 95. And, I hope it's, isn't like sensitive for him right now, but his mom is a legend in the world of women of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So we talked briefly about a memory that his mom had. Wilberforce was on the Today Show. We were singing, and I never forget how she made it known that one, she was a Wilberforcian, and two, they was gonna see her. I wish anybody that has that footage, please send it to me, because that was like one of the best memories ever, to be not outside the Today Show, but in the studio singing. Tell my age, Brian Gumbo, I think, was there too, but it was a good experience. Those who remember. So today I have another guest. He is a Wilberforcian with a unique hobby, but I'm going to invite him on so he can tell you about his hobby. Hey, Martez, how are you?
Greetings from Ohio.
How are you doing today?
Thank you. Good, Mo. How are you?
I can't complain.
How's everybody doing out there? Good.
Can't complain. So, I, gave like the spiel about you being like our big brother on campus, always looking out. Straight fam from day one.
Sure.
But I did also say, I said, I hope this isn't like too sensitive. I had to give, homage to your mom, who impacts so many lives on campus. Yes. Even mine, more so on choir tours or trips, that she was a heavy supporter of the Wilberforce University Choir, and we appreciate her for that. Yeah. So I had to do that. Yes. But you tell us your Wilberforce story, because we might have the same, because I'm a legacy baby, so I truly understand.
So you know how it is. So growing up, I when I graduated high school, I didn't apply for any other college other than Wilberforce University. My mother graduated from Wilberforce in 1996. I graduated Wilberforce in, my mom graduated in 1966. I graduated in 1996, 30 years. So I went to pretty much all the alumni conferences across the country and met so many wonderful alumni of Wilberforce. And I was always attracted to Wilberforce. It was a great school, small school, liberal arts. You get the attention that you need for a student. The student teacher ratio was small, and it was always something going on. Being a graduate of Wilberforce, I graduated from Wilberforce in 96. I have a sociology, criminal justice degree. Being in that Wilberforce area, there's so many schools around there. Soon after I graduated, I went to Antioch University, got my master's in business. And I got hired right out of college, working for the co-op, working for Frito-Lay, Fortune 500 company. So I soon relocated from New Jersey to Ohio after I graduated college and stayed in the area. Staying in the area of Wilberforce, Ohio area, I picked up some hobbies that I had when I was a kid, and that is riding motorcycles. I'm a motorcycle enthusiast. I race motocross, as you can see the pictures and stuff. I race motocross all through the state of Ohio. I won the championship over the weekend for the indoor Ohio series. So this is a hobby going wild. It's also a passion. I don't play golf. This is my golf. This is my outlet. This is something that I like to do when it's a nice day out or when it's warm out. If I'm not in the dirt, I'm on a street bike. Or on the weekends, I teach motorcycle classes. I teach a basic rider class to someone who wants to learn how to ride a motorcycle, who's never ridden a motorcycle before. I do the endorsement class for Harley Davidson. So I stay busy, and I thank Wilberforce for the experience that I gained from Wilberforce, and just based off the exposure. I was exposed to one major, which was sociology, but I was exposed to other majors through classmates and other activities that I was involved in. I.e. my fraternity. I had a great mentor program through my fraternity to help me decide where I wanted to stay and what I wanted to do for a living. But I had strong roots in the AME Church, and my favorite Bible verse, which is my number that I ride with, is 4:13, which is my birthday. And as you know, Philippians 4:13, we can do all things through Christ that strengthen us. And as a motorcyclist, there's no one else. There's no teammates. It's all you. Sort of like wrestling. You don't have anybody else to blame. Why they didn't pass you the ball? Why didn't the coach put you in? It's all about yourself. It's all about heart and being able to push through. So always keep that in my mind. We can do all things through Christ that strengthens us. Philippians 4:13, and it always helped me get through the hard times as well as the great times, and search for victory.
Awesome. Wow. So I have been following this a while. I think you just, like you said, you just won the championship.
Yes.
And I just have to ask, like, I would be really scared because I watched some of those videos and I'm like, that's Cuff out there doing, you know.
Yeah.
Like that.
So it's a lot of practice. There's a lot of practice, and then there's a lot of trust within other riders to kind of respect and make sure they don't do anything off the hinges. So we kind of trust each other, but at the same time, you have to have confidence in yourself to know you're going to make the right move at the right time. I've been injured. I mean, like every sport has injuries. Either you're going to hurt your knee, twist your knee, but stuff like that. I broke my arms. I broke both legs before.
Oh my God.
Thank God for Aflac, you know, so insurance that kind of pays for it. But I've been so lucky. God has been so good to me to protect me from injury the last couple of years.
Definitely.
Thank God. For sure. I promise.
Definitely. Because every time I watch it or you post a video or a picture or something, I'm like, oh God, please don't let my friend get hurt because I would be sad. But it's amazing. One thing we talked about off air is that there aren't many people of color that take this as a hobby. And two, I think it's an amazing thing that you're doing, you know, so congratulations again, if I didn't already tell you.
Thank you so much.
Definitely a risk taker. I'm a risk taker, but not in this area.
Right. Right. And then there's a lot of area to grow with this sport, along with the motorsports. If it's NASCAR or racing motorcycles, there's a lot of different trades you can get into as far as fixing the bikes, changing the oil, promoting a team or being on a team and helping promote the team.
Wow.
As far as being a paramedic on the side of the track if someone needs you, there's so many different avenues in which you can source yourself. And it's very important that as for the younger generation to figure out what you like to do for a living. Okay. Figure out what makes your motor burn, what fuels your passion, I like to say. So motorcycles fuels my passion. You have to figure out what fuels your passion. What do you feel like you want to get up every morning to do for work? and not feel like it's work. Okay. So my day job, I work at a bank. I'm a mortgage loan officer. So I get to help people get financed for mortgages and get their first house and stuff like that. So I have that part. But once 5 o'clock comes on the weekend, I'm on a motocross bike. So it's very important that we figure out what fuels your passion. Talk to a counselor, talk to somebody that your parents, your uncle, aunt, anybody that can help you figure out what you want to do for a living. And there's nothing wrong with just doing something different outside the box. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Somebody needs to be in the kitchen. Somebody needs to be the crossing guard. Somebody needs to drive the bus. And I mean, and as my fraternity, what I've learned, be great in every field of human endeavor. Okay, whatever field of human endeavor you want to be good in, just be great at it.
I agree. Well, I am truly, truly thankful that you did come and drop by, talk about your passion.
I'm excited for you too, Mo. You're doing such a great job. I wanted to be on this platform so bad, and I got rid of my nervousness because of it. But I'm glad to share my ideas and what I have going as far as a hobby and passion with everyone.
Well, thank you so much. Now we're gonna go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I'm gonna bring you and D back, and we're gonna have like a little nice dialogue, kind of panel discussion about the advantages of going to a smaller HBCU. Like she touched on it earlier, but sometimes it's easier when we discuss stuff as a group. But I don't know why you're nervous. You did fabulous.
It is.
I'm more nervous than looking at, trying to picture in my mind jumping off the cliffs and stuff. So,
I understand.
So yes, after this commercial, we're gonna bring everybody back.
Okay.
It's time to book your homecoming or classic weekend hotel room today through HBCUHotels.com and help support HBCU students. Our rates are unbeatable for hotels such as the Sheraton, the Residence Inn, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Best Western, the Courtyard Marriott, Holiday Inn, and the Westin Hotel. Plus, when you book through us, a portion of the revenue will go toward scholarships for HBCU-bound scholars. Book your hotel and help a student reach their chosen HBCU destination. HBCUHotels.com is not affiliated with, officially connected to, or endorsed by the institutions of higher education identified in the event listings or any of their subsidiaries or affiliates.
All right, we are back. We're back. I know we, getting people to prep for homecoming already because it'll be here before you know it. If not homecoming, graduation season. Yeah. So let's welcome back Miss D. Miss D is back in the building. Right. And so let me fix this. I'm gonna put y'all on top, put me on the bottom. There.
Okay.
So before we went to break, I kind of asked a question about the advantages of being in a smaller HBCU, because HT is almost the same size building wise as Wilberforce. I think we might have them a little bit bigger on the land, but HT is like in the middle, in the heart of Austin. It's in downtown. I'm not sure.
It is East Austin, right off of 35. UT is on this side of the freeway. We on the other side of the freeway, but we a little bit in the hood. But yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, Wilberforce isn't too bad. I mean, Wilberforce is directly across the street, 42.
Right. Central State. Wilberforce comes from Central State. Wilberforce made Central State.
Yes.
It really is a product of it. And I have experience where my son, he graduated from Tennessee State, which is a huge HBCU. And just a quick story that he had some problems with a class. I asked him to go see the teacher, and the teacher didn't really know his name or nothing. So the school was so big, it was just like, whoa. So he didn't feel comfortable enough to approach, even be HBCU, but it's just that approach level that I was able to approach at Wilberforce. I could wait for the teacher to walk him to the car and tell him give him my side of the story or something was late or something like that. But it's just this is one of those things that one of the great things of being at Wilberforce was a small school, and the teachers were approachable because they knew that their income, we pay for their income. As soon as you realize that we're paying to go to school, we're paying that teacher or that professor's salary to give us a grade. So I want the grade that I deserve. So that as soon as you crack that nut, then realize we're paying for the grades. So we just got to be there and show up and ask questions and be.
That's true. I agree.
Be in the present.
Now, I do have a question because I do have, from our nonprofit, we deal with multitudes of scholars, families, parents, schools, you name it. We deal with every situation known to man. And I'm gonna ask this question to both of you. How do you feel like the importance level of knowing yourself, and making sure that you're in an environment to thrive? How important is that before you go to school, or should you find that once you get there? What would you say?
It's a mixture of both.
It is a mixture of both.
Because some people may not have ever had that feeding in, that watering,
That
so
nurturing.
that nurturing. So when you get there and you be like, okay, this is my tribe.
Right.
They can water me. They can do this. They can do that. So it's a mixture of both. And sometimes people can come in being nurtured one way all their life, and then you get in another setting and, oh, this is healthy nurturing, or this is this, or this is that, and I can connect and still be my person and still be my same self. So that it's definitely a mixture.
And for me, and for me, I went to a private white institute. I went to a Catholic high school, all white Catholic high school, like 4 people in the whole high school, or 4 black people in the whole high school. So when I went to Wilforce, it was definitely a culture shock because, I mean, I'm from New Jersey, go all the way to Ohio, and we're in cornfields with this black roommate that I barely know about. And he's from Cincinnati, so he gets to go home every weekend, and I can't even go home for Thanksgiving. So it was really a culture shock. But it was a matter of, as you said, you find yourself along the way. And I mean, some of it's forced, and some of it you bring along with you.
Right.
Wow. Okay. Both good answers. They hear me fuss all the time about stuff like this, so I'm like, why not ask my guest? My guest gonna know. You gonna listen to my guest. Now, I do have another question that you both can answer. I can't answer because I'm not Greek affiliated. How did you being part of your Greek organization impact your collegiate experience?
You want to answer, D, or
you go ahead? Go ahead.
For me, I had uncles that are Kappas, and Kappa's been around my life all my life. My mom's an AK; she was in sorority, so she was big at it. And that wasn't the reason why I chose Kappa. I just felt like that's who I could. That's who I felt like I could associate better with. And it was more a mentorship, because it was older brothers that were graduating, that were in the similar studies that I had, that took me underneath their wing and told me about different teachers and stuff. And then next thing I know, I was on the set. Next thing I know, I was lined up. But it's just one of those things that I was fortunate enough to be a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, and my son's a legacy of Kappa Alpha Psi, so I kind of let that legacy go on. So it's really, since he was so a baby, he's been around Kappa too. So it's just a blessing to have my son become a member of Kappa from Tennessee State, Alpha Theta too as well. So it's just been one of those heart-filled things that you're doing the right thing and that you have your kid on the right track. I have 3 boys. He's the oldest of my 3 boys. So I'm just so proud. And my fraternity is big to me. I mean, and he's got 3 brands. I have 1, so he's already stair-stepping, if you will. So yeah, he's on it. Yeah.
Awesome.
For me, not of course, but I was the first in like my immediate family to pledge. Going into school, like I knew of like 2 organizations. I hate to put it like that. I knew of AKA, I knew of Delta, only because growing up in church, this person AKA, this person a Delta. Pastors were Kappas and Qs and all of this. So as you start growing, I was like, well, let's see what you see. And I always tell people this story because it stuck in my mind. Literally the weekend before I went to HT for freshman weekend, I was watching Comic View. Comic View was still on TV back in 06. Cheryl Underwood was a host.
Oh, yeah.
If y'all remember, Cheryl Underwood would end her shows with shout out to Zeta Phi Beta. Of course, it went over my head then. And, getting there and doing the freshman weekend stuff and going to everybody's program, I like Zeta. And so, did Zeta, like I said, in the spring of 2008. And once I did Zeta, of course, I was doing programming and helping with my organization because my chapter, we were known for programming. We would have a program at least 3 times a month and maybe 1 social event. So we were always doing something. So as you became a member, certain programs became yours. I actually took one of our signature programs Expressions Cafe. Expressions Cafe was a program basically that we would do. It was kind of like our social event, and we would do an open mic. And so in the past, it was just poetry, open, open mic type deal. When I started taking it over, I brought in like students that were musicians, and I had a little band off to the side.
Wow.
I was the one that was hosting it, and
Sure.
I made sure all the poets were there, all the singers were there, all of this, all of that. And because of me always wanting to do Expressions Cafe, everybody gave me the name such and such. Not
I
my name.
wonder where that came from.
Yes, such and such came from hosting events. Actually, they was like, "You sound like one of those late night DJs, and you know how to host." And so I let the name stick before I even started DJing. But because of Zeta, I've done a lot, and even still, like I still have connections. They still call on me. My campus calls on me, and even here, I'm now active in a graduate chapter. I haven't been active in a graduate chapter or a chapter since 2012, and I was able to help charter a new San Antonio chapter.
Nice. Great job.
So yeah, hopefully
awesome.
we're starting to start putting out our publications now. But yeah, I was able to help charter another graduate chapter here in San Antonio.
That's awesome. That's a
Awesome.
great accomplishment.
Awesome. I mean, you didn't mention now, she might not say it, but she was like our first DJ for the HBCU send off. I think that year we was on the news. People was calling me, was like, Mo, you on Spectrum News. I was like, what? So yeah, nothing seems to amaze me now. So I'm gonna ask a fun question. Kind of fun, but a little bit serious. What professor? I know mine. Martez might, be like, really? My professor that changed me when I got to Wilberforce. I used to be mouthy. I know you can't tell, but I used to be mouthy and go from 0 to 100. Like I just had problems. I wasn't used to being around people who I actually had to share my stuff with, i.e., my roommate. Like I'm the spoiled child. I don't have to like to share. But anyway, make a long story short, the person that impacted me the most on Wilberforce campus, we called him Jaws, but he was the Wilberforce University choir conductor, Dr. James, Williams. He was no joke.
Yes.
he got this together real quick because
Sure.
But
Right.
so who was the person that just got you all the way together when you got to campus?
For me, it was my academic advisor, who's also one of my professors, Dr. Mercer. Dr. Mercer, pretty much, a lot of the education courses that I took, she was the one facilitating those classes. And also, when it came time for me to do our final interview in like the education field, she was the one that kind of taught me through the process of what to do, how to do it, so on and so forth. Like we did the mock interviews, but she was also that person to like, she could tell when something was wrong. Like I will never forget, and this was during the time that I was becoming a Zeta. She walks up to me, and I'm in class. I'm paying attention. She whispers in my ear, "Baby, you all right? You know I'm a Delta, right? Ma'am, I know this. It's not Delta that I'm doing." But she was definitely concerned. She was always concerned. Going back to my final interview, there was a time, well, at that time, we had the largest amount of people in the education major that was going through interviews, and they had to split us up in two groups. So, two different interview panels, and those panels consisted of different instructors that we've had for whatever classes. The panel that I got, nothing about me. So during that time of doing the interview and everything like that, they kind of spoke negatively. So when she got the results of the interview, she literally didn't even email me. She sent a note by somebody else in my class to my dorm. "Hey, come to my office right now." And we sat, we talked. She was like, "I don't like the fact that these were some of the comments that were made." She's like, "I know you're better than this. I know you're way more capable of doing all the things that they say you're not." She said, "So I'm going to tell you from an education standpoint, but also as somebody that just cares about you. She's like, I want you to appeal that judgment and ask for a second interview, a second panel interview. She worked with me to get everything, taken care of. Now, of course, that was back in 2010 because we did that in 2010. I did get to appeal it, but I didn't get to student teach. So I don't know if y'all know about student teaching and all of that. So I didn't get to student teach. But I did it did kind of hurt me because some of the comments that the panelists were saying it had nothing to do with my educational knowledge. But Dr. Mercer, when I say Dr. Mercer had been there, like made sure, I was getting through. Like if I didn't have a book, baby, you're going to use this book and you're going to use it. And it's so crazy. Like I got back in contact with her, year before last, she had been heavy on my mind. Like, where's Dr. Mercer? Where is she? And I was able to get in contact with her. She doesn't work at the university no more, but she works at a different university, a community college. She said, baby, whatever you need, I don't care what it is, even though you're not in school no more, she's still going to help me. So Dr. Mercer, that's my person.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. So I had 3 different ones. I had Jack Williams, my business law professor, and Dr. Dwayne Grisby. God bless his soul. He passed away. He was our criminal justice. And Jackie Robertson, Dr. Jackie Robertson. She was our sociologist, and she was very instrumental for me because she challenged our last our project was to do a genealogy. So we had to research our background without having the new technology of giving your blood or whatever DNA. We had to physically dig through Bibles and things of that sort and kind of trace your roots back. And that was very instrumental to me to figure out who my family was and how we were related and some of the accomplishments that some of my ancestors have done in the past.
Wow. So that is like pretty amazing. You both had some really impactful stories on how, like I said, I had to narrow it to one. I usually go with Dr. Mora because
Dr. Mora, sure.
Yeah, she made sure that I know not to write out in pencil or paper real fast. Like she put that red note on there and gave me 24 hours to turn that paper back in. I mean, I was a freshman. I didn't know.
Yeah.
but
statistics.
I learned. But I learned real fast. So I have truly enjoyed our time together. I've, learned about motorsports. I learned with D, learn more stuff about you both. Like I know you both personally, but I didn't know these facts and amazing things about you, which is truly good for me. I like to learn stuff daily. So as we are about to close the show, I always like people to tell something or give them the pitch on why they should go to a HBCU, because right now I'm hitting it hard in the schools and different parent meetings and just telling people like, look, you can start out at a HBCU and then transition, for your master's and stuff. I felt now this is just me, it might not be for you, but I feel because I went to Wilberforce first, I was able to adapt everywhere else.
Yes.
Like if you went to Wilberforce, like some of my friends who have advanced degrees, they had to go through Mr. Deering for a certain place, or they had to go through Dr. Sitsu. If you pass that class, you can pass anything.
Sure.
So, but how do y'all feel about that?
I feel like it's an experience like no other. You get the personalized learning environment. You get small class sizes, and you always have friends for life. I can travel around this country and pick up the phone and have a friend in Chicago, a friend in Philly, a friend in LA. Wilberforce, HBCUs, they bring people from all over the country, and we all mesh and mend as one. So it's just a family relationship that you might get from a bigger school, private white institution, but not like a HBCU. We need to grow our HBCUs. We need to make sure we keep sending students there through the AME Church. AME Church is very, very instrumental at Wilberforce. We have Reverend Elmer Martin running for bishop he's a Greater Allen AME in Dayton. So he's very helpful in making sure we get the money that we deserve. Okay. So make sure you vote. We have to vote. We have to vote.
Awesome.
I definitely agree. And HBCU is very family knit. And you're gonna always have the opportunity to know people in high places and low places.
Yes.
They're going to reach out to you for whatever. It's always better to be a name and not a number.
Yes.
And I learned that very quickly. Like when I say name and not a number, you're gonna learn that quickly. They're gonna learn your nickname. They're gonna learn your real name. So yeah, because I never forget. I'm in class and they calling me Baby D. Wait a minute, don't call me Baby D. Don't call me Baby D.
Right.
But yeah, like HBCUs and learn a little bit more, especially for families that are trying to figure out, where your kids want to go, or even, as a student getting ready to go to school. Research. Know your major and or what you like to do, because you can change your major. Just don't change it too much. Change it too much. The best kind of example, because a lot of people say, well, what is it like? Watch A Different World without the script. Watch College Hill without the script. Don't think you're going to be like Stomp the Yard, though. But it is definitely an experience that you can't really write about. It's memories. It's a bunch of memories.
It's true. That's true. So I truly thank you both for coming on. Again, congratulations, Ms. D, on your Impact Award. Breaking the job form.
Breaking the internet. I'll tell you what.
Literally. And then thank you, Mr. Cuff, for joining us, telling us about, this amazing sport. Like I said, I can watch it. I cheer you on. Yep. But I literally get nervous every time I see you get on that bike, because that's a serious situation.
You can check me out at Tough Cuff Racing 413 on Instagram and on Facebook.
Awesome sauce. And Ms. D, you didn't share any of your handles. What's going on?
So on Facebook, you can find my fan page. It is DJ Such, SUCH, the letter N, and Such, SUCH. That is my fan page. And then my Instagram is my personal Instagram. So you're going to see not only me DJing sometimes, you might see me performing. I'm also a performer. I sing background in the band. Every now and then I might host something. I might do a little comedy. My Instagram is BABY, the number 2 F. I'm sorry, BABY DEE, the number 2 FLY, Baby D 2 Fly. If I don't know you, what you mean? You ain't never asked. When you don't ask, you don't know.
I'm gonna have to follow this now. See,
Baby D 2 Fly, yeah.
Awesome. So it has been truly real. I enjoyed my guests today, as I enjoy all my guests that come on and share their stories with us. Please hit that like, share, comment, and we will definitely see you next time. I don't know, we got San Antonio and Ohio repping today, so who knows? But don't forget to get your tickets for the 2nd annual Mask and Sneaks Ball. It will be May 4th. Tickets are on sale at Eventbrite. If you are coming from out of town, we do have a room block, but they're going fast. So it has been real, and thank you for coming on YouTube. You dropped some powerful nuggets, and anything you need from us and how we can support your passions, let us know.
Cool.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. I done got the wrong graphic up.
For inspiration, motivation, and the good news of Jesus Christ. Look no further. The Daily Gospel Network has what you need. With more than 300 ministries from all over the country broadcasting every week, you're sure to get your dose of spirit-filled encouragement from the great programs on the Daily Gospel Network. Catch the Daily Gospel Network on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, all mobile devices, and the internet.
Tune in to A Better Chance for Youth television show with host Monique Robinson on the Daily Gospel Network. the television show dedicated to highlighting incredible students on their quest to change the world. Join us every week as we uplift the youth and help them on their journey to the bright future they deserve. Catch A Better Chance for Youth television show with host Monique Robinson on the Daily Gospel Network. Thanks for watching A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host Monique Robinson, the television show where we highlight incredible students in their quest to change the world. Join us each and every week as we uplift our youth and help them on their journey to the bright future they deserve. So until next time, God bless, from your friends on A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host Monique Robinson.